students. Today we are going to discuss on another most important and types of epithelial tissue, that is the stratified epithelial tissue. Stratified epithelial tissue. Students, the stratified epithelial tissue are consist of more than two layers of cells. The cells are deposited in such a manner that the older or age-bearing cells worn out and replaced by the new germinative layer of cells. That's why the cells are consist of more than one layers, and in such type of tissues there is proliferation of the layer of cells is found, due to which the old cells get rinsed out and get replaced by the new cells. Now students, the stratified epithelial tissues are on the basis of shape, sizes and their structure. They are further classified into following three types as we study in the simple epithelial tissue. Yes students, the stratified epithelial tissues are similarly classified on the basis of shape of cells. If we are talking about the position of such epithelial tissue, then these are found on the kind of organs such as skin. The epidermis layer of our whole skin is consist of the stratified epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue also contains some kinds of pigmented proteins. Let us see on the what kind of classification the stratified epithelial tissue has been classified. Then the first one is squamous stratified epithelial. It is further classified into two categories. The first one is keratinizing and the second one is non-keratinizing. Students, keratin is a kind of protein that provides the different level of structures in the epithelial tissue. If we are talking about some example of keratin protein, then our hair is formed of alpha keratin protein, whereas the nails are formed of beta keratin protein. Thus students, the keratin layer and non-keratin layer is due to the proliferation of the dermal tissues. The keratinizing layers of the epithelial type usually found in the epidermis layer of our skin, whereas non-keratinizing are just present below the epidermis layer in the dermis. Students, now we are going to diagrammatic structure of stratified epithelia of squamous type. Then this is the lowermost layer of the squamous stratified epithelia. the cells present in the lower layer also called germinative layer, because the growth and division process in the cell take place in the basal cell layer, hence that is called germinative layer. These cells have very great power of regeneration, and they also possess the secretory glands inside their layers, such as the sebaceous gland, the cutaneous gland, the sweat glands are the examples of the glands that are found in the epidermis layer of our skin. This is the proliferation of layers. The dead cells get worn out and rinse out in the form of dead epidermal cells. These are the dead epidermal cells. Dead epidermal cells, and this is the layer of germination. Layer of germination. Thus, students, this is the structure of stratified squamous epithelial tissue. If we are talking about this, the variation between the simple squamous and stratified squamous, then there is presence of number of layer of cells. Due to this is called stratified squamous epithelium. Now students, we are going to study about another type of squamous stratified epithelia or stratified epithelia. Then the second type is the stratified cuboidal. Stratified cuboidal epithelia. Such epithelia are found in the organs like the ureter, urethra, vagina, as well as the some part of the tubules or gastrointestinal tract. Let us going to know about the diagrammatic structure of such kind of cuboidal cells. The cells are generally cube shapes and their upper surface of layer is somewhat hexagonal, as we will study in the simple cuboidal cells. There is only the difference in the presence of many layers of cells in such type of stratified squamous epithelium. Only the presence of more than one layer on the basement membrane is differentiating them from the simple squamous epithelia to the stratified epithelial tissue. Students, the stratified means the arrangement of layer after layer of cells. Yes, students, the arrangement of more than 2 layers of cells is known to be stratified. These are the cuboidal shape of the cells, which are cubes-like and are uninucleated as shown in the diagram. The cells containing single nucleus and have more than one layer of cells. These cells mainly found in the regions that forms the massive structure inside the body. Such epithelial tissues are tube shapes. They are nucleated. This is the nucleus of the cell and tube-like cell. This is the upper surface of the cell, the hexagonal shape. Shape of cells. These cells lies below the membrane that is called basement membrane. Basement membrane. Below the basement membrane, there is presence of the blood capillaries and nerve cells along with the other kinds of connective tissues such as areolar, fibrillar are dense fibrous and forms the layer of connective tissue. That is the lowermost layer of the cells, that is called layer of connective tissue. Now students, we are going to discuss about the another type of stratified epithelia, that is stratified columnar epithelia. Stratified columnar epithelia. The stratified columnar epithelia possess the long elongated cells, and they also have the presence of more than two layers of cells. That's why they are said to be stratified columnar epithelia. Such type of cells mainly found in the organs such as mammary gland and the uriniferous tubules, as well as the medullary pyramids of the renal or kidney. Students, let us know about the diagrammatic representation of stratified columnar epithelia. There is no kind of variation in the surface of the cuboidal and columnar epithelia. Only the difference is in the shape and size of the cell, as well as on this basis their position in the body have been changed. Almost hexagonal type of cells are appearance on above structure, but the lower structures are the group of column-like cells are elongated cells. That's why these cells are regarded as the columnar epithelial layer of cells. There is also proliferation of the cells pauses in which the dead upper layer of the cells get range about or replace about by the new germination of the cells. Thus, this cells is just like to the simple columnar, but due to the presence of many layers of cells, these cells are said to be stratified columnar epithelial layer of cells. These are the columns like cells. And this is the nucleus inside the cell. That are the upper surface, upper hexagonal surface, cells. Students, the kind of columnar epithelial tissues are found in the organs. That organs are somewhat massive and have the glands associated with them. As for example, the mammary gland in women possesses the stratified columnar epithelial tissue. Now students, we are going to discuss about the another and the last type of epithelial tissue, that is the specialized type of epithelial tissue. Yes students, the specialized type of epithelial tissue. As the name concerns that the specialized epithelial tissues are found in the regions of the body such as in our sense organs. Yes students, in our sense organs, as well as they are also found in some special endocrine glands. Specialized type of epithelium. Students, the specialized type of epithelial tissue consists of three types of cells. What are these? Let's see on the transitional epithelial cells. Transitional epithelia, the neurosensory epithelia and the pigmented epithelia. Pigmented epithelia. Before know more about, first we are going to discuss about the diagrammatic representation of a specialized type of epithelial tissue. The cells are elongated, just columnar-like, having a uninucleated nucleus. These are the neurosensory cells that possess a single nucleus and the sensory fibers inside them. Such type of epithelial tissues are found in our sense organs, such as in our skin, ear, eyes, nose, tongue, and they are useful in provide the mechanism of sense organs or sensation and act as the receptor cells because they receive the stimuli from the external environment. You can also classify the transitional epithelial tissue as the groundnut shaped epithelial tissue because its structure somewhat look like the groundnut shape. These are the end of sensory cells or sensory fibers. Sensory fibers, transitional cells, nucleus, sensory cells, and these are the nerve fibers that helps in giving the feedback response. Beside them, the pigmented pigments like structures are also found inside or in between the cells. These are the kind of, you can say that, pigmented epithelia. It contains certain types of pigments like rhodopsin, iodopsin that provides not only the peculiar color to the different body organs but also has a sensory response to helps in achieving the sensation in our sense organs. That is pigmented. There is no more difference in the columnar transitional cells and pigmented cells, but their content may be different. On this basis, they are differentiated as pigmented cells and transitional cells. Students, these are the sensory ends of fibers that helps in receiving the sensation from the receptor organs. The receptor organs are generally called sense organs. And the another end is transit the nerve impulses that after receiving from the receptor organs and send the messages to our brain and spinal cord for further response. Students, transitional epithelia, if we are talking about the transitional epithelia, they are just like the columnar epithelia and they are found in the organs such as urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is best example of such type of epithelial tissue. They are known for the involuntary responses. It means when the urinary bladder get filled by the urine, then the presence of neurosensory or sensory cells activated the hypothalamus region of our body and sends information for the process of nutrition to remove out the collected urine from the body. Next, students, the neurosensory epithelia. These are the sensory nerve cells are neurons, and the most important function to receive the stimuli where in the organs they present. They are mainly present in the taste buds of our tongue, retina of eyes, our skin, as well as in the mechanoreceptors and our, you can say that, internal ears. Such type of epithelial tissues are present. Beside them, the olfactory system of our nose also causes such types of epithelia which are responsible for the sensation of smell. Now students, the pigmented epithelia. Pigmented epithelia are the kind of epithelium that provides a particular color to the different parts of our body. As for example, the retina of the eyes has different colors due to presence of pigmented cells. Now students, we are going to describe the function of epithelial tissue. Students, epithelial tissues are always have ability to perform as the covering and protecting layer of our body as well as cell. They have power of regeneration and they have ability to wear and tear out and the formation of new layers to rinse out the old ones. They also helpful in receiving and transmitting the sensory informations, and the epithelial tissues are well known for their various types of functions, such as they contains the glands like sebaceous glands, sweat glands, that keeps our body surface and organ surface moist and soft. Thanks students for joining today's lecture.